Sterling Archer, the world's most dangerous spy.
Citation needed.
Well, then it was just me. And you.
Me.
And whoever was magically wind-bending the smoke from this gun into a love heart.
What in the name of prepaid venereal disease do you think you're doing?
Assuming Archer would prepay for anything he hadn't tasted first. Wait. Also, of all the places for Archer to penetrate the Berlin Wall, why would he choose his mother's office? I think this says more about how much Archer wanted to get caught, and more troublingly, by whom.
Best case scenario, that Russian tramp wants to con you into marriage for a green card.
Marriage certificate or not, I don't think the U.S. government is in the habit of handing out green cards to defecting spies.
Worst case scenario, that woman is a KGB double agent.
That's precluding a lot of far worse scenarios, like her being a nuclear bomb engineered to look like a human woman, or a time traveler who's traveled back in time to destabilize American dominance on the world stage, or a Yankees fan.
A KGB agent wants to come over to ISIS right when Krieger's finishing his top secret project.
What?
A top secret project that someone with huge hands should stop shouting about for everyone in their earballs to hear.
She killed like 10 Russians to save my life.
Being the #1 spy in the world, but also believing that collateral damage isn't part of a believable cover story. Thinking the comma alone can join these two independent clauses. I believe the punctuation mark you were actually looking for is a semicolon. So here's 3 sins for a comma splice error. Math. Although I suppose it is sexy math. So is the sexiness elevating the math, or is the math tainting the sexiness? I suppose I should sit it anyway. Taint.
And this deuce ain't gonna drop itself!
Oh, you realize I can never unhear that sentence, Pam.
Acting like this would even crack the top 10 list of things you'd want to unhear Pam say.
You swallowed a pool ball?
I wish just one.
Pam survives this.
Why not just give her the project on a floppy disk?
Yeah, it's way too big for that.
None of the phrasing is being questioned in this scene.
Or a big parade in Red Square when you come back to Moscow.
The Big Parade in Red Square was the title of my sex tape, but the associated imagery was apparently too much.
Well, at least you got some closure.
Which is more than I ever got.
Krieger decided to create a hologram that he can turn off on a whim, but can simply turn itself back on whenever it senses the opportunity for a perfectly timed burn.
Oh, you are just your mother all over.
Ha ha, mother-in-laws are terrible cliche, but if Krieger created this hologram, doesn't that make him her mother? Or did he create her a mother too? Why would he deliberately create a terrible mother-in-law?
Don't engage him. From there, it's all just orcs and golems and balrogs.
Ha! There was only one Gollum, you fool. And unless you've been reading the Silmarillion, there was just the one Balrog in Lord of the Rings. So the sin, as always, is the Silmarillion. Reading. Under Katya's behavioral tics, we see a list of tics that the animators neglected to animate at any point.
How can I prove to you?
Hey, you don't have to. Look at me. Even if you were, I wouldn't care.
Turns out this actually would have been an amazing plan to infiltrate ISIS, but I guess there's no way the KGB could have banked on just how proportional Archer's boner is to his willingness to overlook an obvious double agent.
I'm locking ISIS down top to bottom.
It's #6, #52.
Using a landline phone to trigger your security system? Why the f*** wouldn't you just have a giant red button on the wall that says security like normal spy agencies?
It's a calfskin Hermes grip, and it's full of fake passports and mustaches.
Specifying the passports are fake leads me to assume the mustaches are real, and that's worth further consideration.
If you don't find that bag, I will empty the entire contents of your body and use your leathery skin as a replacement.
Despite Woodhouse appearing to be partway there, Archer still doesn't have the kind of time needed to empty his organs and complete the leathering process. I don't even think he has the skill set, to be honest.
But even with money and passports...
And mustaches.
Where will we go?
Great point, considering how unlikely it is that Archer's pre-packed grab bag would also have a fake passport for a Russian +1 he didn't even know about yet.
Katya, we're the 2 best secret agents in the world.
Please refer to sin #1 regarding the requirement of substantiating evidence. Now, the KFB here could absolutely be a code name, but since F is right next to G on the keyboard, I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt here and sin a typo. The year is suspiciously missing from every opportunity on this passport, meaning this immigration officer shouldn't accept it, or this is proof that the Archiverse has chosen not to measure years.
If I knew and or cared who and or what that was, but since I don't and or do not.
This goes and or continues on for all the and or never ending and or not funny some and or time.
Huh, not really the explosive climax I thought it was going to be.
Is nobody gonna touch that?
Being surprised that no one's willing to touch Archer's explosive climax.
But then, Why was she taking notes about Krieger's secret project?
Oh, sorry. I knew I forgot to mention something.
Krieger is saying he forgot to mention he had a great explanation for why Katya probably isn't a secret agent and actually does want to marry Archer. A reason that would have prevented this entire chase, saved a ton of ammo, and prevented the possible deaths of his entire team. Yeah, f***ing weird that he forgot that, come to think of it. Also, this is not the condition the book was in when Katya handed it back to Krieger. Yes, it's the same book because of the white and pink stripes, but it didn't have any of the skip-worthy doodling, unless while she was on the run from Archer, she managed to steal it back from Krieger, doodle on it, and then slip it back to him. Unfortunately for the episode, I'm fresh out of it happened off-screen tokens.
And plus, we still need a priest.
How about a disgraced former minister?
They've decorated the apartment, prepared all the food, had all the decorations delivered, acquired a fucking spy-themed cake, and dragged everyone back here, but didn't give a second thought to finding a priest. I can actually see Archer using this as a way to just have a big party, but didn't Katya think this was kind of important? Also, is Ray always wearing that under his regular shirt? Are his shirts always tearaway in case a sudden minister is needed?
They have this technology? 8 years on my secret project.
Hey,
wasted!
Just because someone else invented a similar thing, it doesn't mean your time was wasted. ISIS could still use your technology. I mean, this is like assuming your pizza is wasted just because the Italians beat you to the punch. New pizza is never bad. I mean, outside of Chicago.
Can somebody shoot him?
Dude, Archer, we're out of ammo!
Wait, you didn't fucking reload since the fight? I thought this was happening days or weeks later considering all the wedding prep, but this suggests an even more insane scenario where everyone just fucking waited in Archer's apartment while Woodhouse and Katya decorated around them.
Yes,
What?
I will save
No,
you,
don't.
darling.
Katya!
This is a wild swing for Katya. Sure, it saves Archer, but only for the amount of time it takes Barry to get back upstairs. Oh, I guess she just knew the episode was going to end as soon as she freed Archer, and it wouldn't even matter.
A fate worse than death.
She's former KGB. She wants to defect and become an ISIS agent, and she's...
I've won the Humpalo. And I've won a toilet made out of solid gold, but it's just not in the cards now, is it?
It's in bed!
Right?
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Pound 6.
You're hitting star.
You didn't say the magic word.
Barry?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
Why, you little...
All those feathers and he still can't fly.